Well, a very warm welcome to this month's edition of our February market wrap. As you know, my name's Simon Pintado from the Buxton Real Estate Group, and let's give you a really clear indication as to what's happened in the Bentleigh, Ormond, McKinnon and East Bentleigh markets over the month of February. The market has started absolutely fantastically. There is a lot of confidence out there for buyers. There is a lot of confidence out there for vendors at the moment. The clearance rates hovered around the high 70s, 78 to 79%, even tipping over into the early 80% over the last couple of weekends. So for you as a vendor and for you as a potential purchaser looking to buy in the next 4 to 6 weeks, it really is a time for you to be acting very, very quickly. On the 3rd of February, there was an interest rate drop, 0.25%. We're now sitting at 2.25% for the fixed interest rate, obviously. So for you as a vendor, obviously that means great things for you. There are a lot of buyers that have come into 20, 30, 40, 50,000 more dollars. Obviously to spend on the next potential purchase. And for purchasers, it really is a time where if you are looking to buy, I'd be looking to buy pretty quickly. Obviously, if interest rates are set to come down again in the next couple of months, that's going to be something that might just pepper the market just that little bit more. But over the month of February, what we did realise, there was 4 to 5 bidders at every auctions. We had a lot of numbers that opened for inspections. In fact, I had a property of mine at 37 Leela Road. We had 42 groups come through the first open for inspection. We were quoting up to 720,000 and I actually received an offer the first day, first open for inspection. It was about the 5th or 6th buyer through the front door who offered us over $100,000 over the top end of that range, and the property was sold that afternoon. So a ripping month of February, a lot of stock was moved. Let's go into a little bit more detail. So I'd like to now give you a little bit of a snapshot as to what went on week by week in February, obviously giving you a bit of a snapshot as to what the Buxton Bentleigh clearance rates were by comparison to the industry average as well. So to give you a bit of a wrap up, here it is week by week. On the 7th of Feb, Buxton actually sold 100% of the properties that we had go to auction on that weekend. It was the first auction weekend of the year. A lot of confidence, a lot of bidders at most of our auctions that weekend as well. Obviously a really, really cracking start being the first auction weekend of the year. The 14th of February was a lot busier. We actually had 19 properties go to auction, of which 16 of those were sold under the hammer, giving us an 84% clearance rate over the industry average that weekend of 74%. On the 21st of February, actually really quite interesting, we sold 100% of the properties that we went having go to auction. So we actually sold 10 out of 10 properties, which is quite unheard of. And it's actually 2 weekends in February that Buxton Bentleigh was able to secure a 100% clearance rate, well and truly above the industry average for that weekend, which was only 77%. On the 28th of February, we actually sold 13 out of 18 properties that we had go to auction, giving us a 72% clearance rate, just a touch under the market industry average, which was 79%. But obviously very, very strong clearance rates. Typically what they say is if you have over 80% clearance rates for a number of weeks in a row, or perhaps even a number of months in a row, that is considered a boom. What we're finding from a Buxton Bentleigh perspective is that obviously in the Bentleigh, Ormond, McKinnon and East Bentleigh areas, we are considering that market in particular booming at the moment. With our clearance rates so high, and obviously with having 4 to 5 bidders at every one of our open for inspections and at our auctions, more importantly, I should say, it really is giving us some confidence that the market is moving from strength to strength. So the month of February really was a good one in terms of my own personal listings that I was able, or fortunate enough to sell, I should say. And here's just to run you through a couple of the really, really good results that I was able to have over the month of February. Obviously, number one, Hall Street was one that received a lot of attention in the marketplace. It received a lot of attention in the media. In fact, it actually got a couple of articles in The Age, which I think I mentioned in the last video. That property was sold prior to auction $200,000 over the top end of what the vendors are actually chasing, be it their reserve, selling for $1.5 million prior to auction. We did have an underbidder who unfortunately missed out only by $7,500. So if you do own a property perhaps that's comparable to that one, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Obviously, we would love to be able to refer that buyer to your place as well. Not only that, I did have number 6 Lahona Avenue in East Bentleigh. That was a property that I auctioned 2 weeks ago. It was a land value sale only. It was 613 square metres of East Bentleigh land, I should say. Pure development site, you might say. Reserve on the day was 900. We actually had 5 bidders selling well in excess for 980,000. The other sale that I did have, which was just on the weekend, was number 23 Dramana Avenue in East Bentleigh. 695 square metres of land. It was a little bit further on. It was over the other side of East Boundary Road, and it does have a new development going on the back, which put quite a few people off, and it did have a power pole to the right of the property which needed to be moved, and it actually cost about $40,000 or $50,000 to do so. But that property sold with 2 bidders in excess of the vendor's reserve price of $830,000. It sold for $860,000. So a great month for me. A lot of very happy vendors that were wrapped with the prices that they were able to achieve. I definitely can't take all the credit though. The interest rate drop certainly did put quite a bit of heat back into the market, and certainly gave a lot of purchasers probably a little bit of worry, thinking that they need to get in at today's prices. So normally the next segment is me obviously giving you all of my new listings, my new stock that's coming on in March. What I'd love to do, I think that it's probably a little bit long-winded. I like to make these videos a little bit more punchy. I'll put those at the end of the video. Please feel free to give me a call about any of those. But to give you a wrap up as to what actually happened over the month of February, a lot of confidence, as I said, interest rates coming down, sparked the marketplace, and definitely put a lot of purchasers into a position where they were able to spend a little bit more on properties, and obviously vendors were able to reap the rewards and the benefits of that. Now looking forward into March, Buxton Bentleigh alone has 60 forthcoming auctions for the month of March alone, which obviously is a very, very high volume of property coming onto the market. So for you as a purchaser, definitely a lot of choice for you. Please feel free to obviously give me a call if there are any Buxton properties with my name attached, or perhaps any other agent's name of any of our offices that are attached. Please feel free to give me a call. I'd be delighted to help you. And obviously with vendors, March is going to be very, very busy because there are a few long weekends coming up in April. So obviously best to avoid those weekends if you are looking to put your property on the market in that time. But the long and the short of it is, the market is absolutely great, both from a buying and a selling perspective. And if there's anything that you need from me into the future, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Have a great day.